On 8th of November, the commander of Crew 9 had made a news conference and expressed few concerns regarding leakage in the ISS, specifically the transfer port, where from the crew module service module into the ISS, where the aging of the component and the long term in the long term associated issues of the electronic and mechanical systems in the space is one thing what has been reported. And the second type of issue what has been reported is the space suits which are used for walking on the in the space, where some sort of a coolant escape or coolant leakage has been observed and then an emergency was sounded. Therefore, a planned spacewalk in June was called off because of this type of leakage issues is what has been reported. So, what is the impact of this type of leakage is what we have to understand now. First is that the transfer port where the astronauts from the crew module service module are transported into the International Space Station, which is something like you travel in a car, come to your house, open the gate, and then enter the house, close the gate, and then open your main door and enter the house. It is like an airlock system, similar to that, what we call it as airlock system, where the astronauts enter into the ISS through airlock system, so that the external environment does not affect the inside of the International Space Station is what is contemplated and what is implemented and as per requirements. Here, the issue of the leakage in the International Space Station looks to be mainly because of the aging components, mechanical, electrical, electronic components, and the non-availability of the replacement as the vendors and the manufacturers have moved away from from manufacturing such of those components. Therefore, NASA has made a report and they are working very closely with Russia to ensure that these activities are these aspects are addressed and the leak is fixed as early as possible, as quickly as possible, as effectively as possible, possibly involving the next technology and the cutting edge latest technology components and the resources what is available now to upgrade the ISS to the next level. This is one part. Second part is the astronaut suits which have been there in the ISS since 1998 is aging, and also they need to be refurbished is one, and also new astronaut space suits may have to be made and transported to ISS for effective spacewalking by the astronauts. So these two challenges are there. As of now, as reported by NASA, there is no immediate alarm or crisis in ISS, but the issue is that whether the ISS can continue to work the same way as planned beyond 2030 is what is being thought about. 1998 to 2030, the mission life is expected to be about 25 to 30 years. Whether it will really be fit enough to go beyond 2030, what type of refurbishment can be attempted with the existing ISS, or whether a new ISS which is state of the art, which meets all the requirements, is to be made, is to be worked out by all the stakeholders, mainly the Russians, the Americans, and the other 15 countries, including Europe, Canada, Japan, and other stakeholders, have to decide how to maintain, operate, and have a replacement or a refurbishment of ISS in time to come. At this point of time, to summarize, there is no crisis as such, but it is an alarm, it is a ringing bell to ensure that the sufficient care is taken to have all the aspects addressed at ISS to continue its services for time to come.